Welcome to the first episode of the DMHN Trading Podcast. This is where we will talk about Forex and everything. So, firstly, we just want to get straight into it and say, what is Forex? Now, actually, before I get into it, what is this podcast about? Well, basically, I'm going to go through each and every point of what Forex is, how do you trade it, and going through, what you need to know. Everything, where you can trade Forex. We're going through the whole lot. It's like a whole one-on-one course. So by the end of the podcast, you'll at least know how to use, get onto a MetaTrader, get onto an app, and just start trading. Obviously, we recommend you going demo and so on, but we'll get into that at a later stage. This is the beginning. Let's just get into what Forex is first, so then you can decide for yourself, especially if you're new, if you want to, continue on this endeavor to the fullest, or just simply have the information so you know about it. So when you talk to your mates about Forex exchange, you'll be somewhat informed. Okay? So first of all, what is Forex? Quite simply, it's the global financial market that allows one to trade currencies. In other words, it's pretty much, imagine the stock market, but instead of trading stocks and so on, you're putting against, just to say this in a colloquial terms, you're pretty much betting against currencies in pairs against one another. So we look at one pair, which is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. And when you put money on it, you're basically saying that I'm going to put, $10, $100, whatever, that it will go, that the Australian dollar will go up and the US dollar will go down. So when you say the Australian dollar USD pair, which is what they're called when they're together, you said that pair is going to go up, meaning the Australian dollar will go up. We'll get it all into details later, because it does get a bit tricky if I explain it all now. It's might bore you, might trickle you away, so we'll get into a later stage. But yeah, basically it's currency pairs between one country and another, and we just pit them against to see which one's stronger, which one's right. And if we're correct, you get a profit. It's very simple like that. So here you go, an example. If you've ever traveled to another country, you usually had to find the currency exchange booth at the airport, and then exchange the money you have in your wallet to the currency of the country that you're visiting. You go up to the counter, you notice a screen displaying different exchange rates for different currencies. An exchange rate is the relative price of the two currencies from two different countries. So you find if you're an Australian, you find the Australian dollar, or the US dollar. Alright? And there's a difference, like one USD is about 1.5 Australian dollars. It's something like that, what it used to be. My conversions are a bit wrong, even though I'm in the game. But you get the point. You've exchanged one currency for another. What else? In the Forex trading terms. So what is Forex? Well, Forex is the foreign exchange market. I actually went over that as well. So pretty much that is it. And there's a lot of money in the actual market itself, surprisingly enough. You don't hear that said often. One of the greatest things about the Forex market is that it's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So Monday to Friday, you can be trading at any hour of the day. And I'm here in Australia. I thought at the beginning, how can I trade the US Forex market when they open at freaking 8 p.m. my time? 8 p.m. my time, because I'm in Perth. It's because it goes 8 p.m. until about 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. So it's very late. London, they start a bit earlier. It's 4 p.m. Tokyo opens about 11 a.m. And obviously the Sydney Open, for my Perth hours, is about 8 a.m. for me. So I'm actually in a very good spot, especially because I like staying up at night time too, trading. That's always a good thing. Well, not a good thing, but it's 4 to 8. That's the London time. Hold on, is that 4 to 8? Did I get it wrong? But you know what I mean. It's the time frames are very, very adjustable too, because you just do a late night. You know, it's not like you have to wake up 6 a.m. in the morning just to get onto the US markets or something. So it actually works out pretty well. Again, we'll get into all those hours and so on into another discussion where you can actually take notes. But we're just chatting colloquially here. So it's as if you were in a coffee club and we're just chatting out what Forex is. So that is what Forex is. Now, moving on to the next topic here on the baby pips. We just go through these as a guideline of what to discuss. The next one is saying what is traded in Forex. Obviously, the answer is it's money, currencies within countries. Nothing really here to add. Now, hopefully, you're aware, you know how to identify your currencies. For example, the AUD is the Australian dollar, the Japanese yen, European euro, Great British pound. You kind of know all of that. So if you hear something like a Swiss franc, don't be too confused. As I was when I get onto it, you eventually catch them on straight away. And the great thing is, there's only about 7 or 8 different major currencies that you deal with, which is the Canadian, the UK, the Euro, US dollar, Swiss franc, the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, and the New Zealand dollar. Those are the 8 majors that you should just focus on. There's no real reason to talk about others currencies. Nothing you will ever do will be related to it. So I hear all these courses talking about, all these exotic pairs, and there's just no reason to even know about them. Forex is already a deep, very complex topic, and it's a more complex thing to even trade. So there's no real point just even thinking or even putting your mindset about other currencies when the main ones are the ones you want to play with. And it's what you want to focus on. That's it. If you're an expert, if you're a seasoned veteran in these 8 major pairs, then maybe you want to go look in the exotic areas just to play around. But for me, for everything I've seen online, everything I've heard, everything is like, you'll be wasting your time just even knowing about them. I've wasted probably about a minute of your time right now just explaining that to you. But it's better than me explaining all these cross currencies. If you ever hear that term, cross currencies and so on, it just gets so deep for no reason other than just to know. But yeah, 8 major pairs, all you need to know about. That's it. So, buying and selling currency pairs is the next topic. So here goes. Currencies are traded through a Forex broker, and so on. So obviously in the olden days, if you think about it, when you trade a stock, you had to go through a broker. I want to buy stocks for Tesla. You go to the broker, he'll do it for you, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, you can get very in depth with this. It's probably better if we do get in depth with this, but not at this early stage. If we're just discussing, just for you to get the idea, what it is I'll use an example. We're in Australia, so my broker is Pepperstone. It's just a company that I sign up with, register my name, bank details, and everything like that. And that's what I use as my account holder when I go into the app. Okay, and the app that I use is MetaTrader 4. You can use other things like TradingView. We get into that in another discussion as well. That's fine. So basically, I'm just going to be very vague. We use the broker and you add it into the app. Okay, it's kind of like there's no other way to say it, but yeah. So then you use the app to start trading, and that's where you can go start. Let's say start betting. Okay, you can start betting the euro dollar. Euro dollar will go up. So you log in with your Pepperstone account, which is your broker account. You do your bets, either go up or down. And they do, technically what they say is they do the trade for you. But you don't see any of that. all you do is in the app, you just press one or two buttons, you buy in, that's it. It's done. Now, there is a lot of discussion about Forex brokers and the different providers, what they use, and so on. That is another in-depth topic that we will use for later. And why you want to, I've said it briefly, why we like to just push certain topics back is because a lot of this can get very overwhelming very quickly. And the last thing you want to do is just to hear a bunch of bank crap that just overwhelms your head and just like, oh, nah, this ain't for me. Because if you're in it this late, learning this kind of information, you've obviously haven't had the background knowledge of everything else. So you're either very fresh into it, or you're the type of person that doesn't like to hear that kind of stuff. That's why you've avoided it for so long. I am definitely the later. Hearing those things did definitely turn me off. So I'm trying to do this in the easiest, best way I can for you guys listening to this podcast. All right. So let's move on. The majors. So yeah, the majors are the most liquid in the world. That's what people will say. Meaning, those are the one that moves a lot for you to see a difference in the bets that you make. You know, if you want to put even just $10 into an account, I don't recommend. Obviously, you won't get much out of it, but you'll see cents move because they're the major currencies. If you do that to another, what we call the exotics or the crosses, okay, these are the very second tier, third tier, low tier currencies. You barely see any movement. If anything, you'll see a movement maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months. It's just, there's no point doing it at all. Trust me on that one. All right, major pairs is all you want to do. Just going through the second topic here of the baby pips. So, in summary, they're saying what is currency pair, what are major pairs, what currency crosses. So yeah, you do understand that, and that's probably it. Where we stop here for today on this podcast. Basically just saying what is Forex and what are the currency pairs. That is it. And we'll catch you on the next podcast. Thanks for listening.